I don't think carnivore Anthony Chaffee fully understands what his own reference is saying here, which was also a common theme in the debate that I had with him. He's citing a paper by Gervin and Kaplan suggesting that if you were to remove all deaths in infancy and childhood and only count deaths after age 15 in hunter-gatherer populations, the most common age of death is 72. And this is often used to support the claim that hunter-gatherer populations who live by the land are as healthy or healthier than Americans today. And he further comments that they do not suffer from chronic diseases like heart disease. But surprise, surprise, his own reference debunks that. The lines on this graph represent the proportion of the populations dying at each age. And if we follow the hunter-gatherers, we see that they tend to die at a similar rate from age 15 until about their 50s. That means that the proportion of the population dying at age 15 or 30 or 45 is roughly equal. And then the proportion dying at 72 is just a tad higher. And then almost none of them are making it past 85. That trajectory is similar to the Swedish population in the 1750s. Now, the acculturated hunter-gatherers who have access to modern medicine and some food subsidies tended to do a little bit better. But the more modern Americans far surpass that. In the American population, very few people are dying in their teens, 20s, and 30s. That starts to really ramp up in the 50s and then peaks over here at 85. That's 13 years later than the peak for the hunter-gatherers. And next to none of the hunter-gatherers even made it to that age. So this isn't really great motivation to adopt the practices of hunter-gatherer populations. And these stats over here are also a misrepresentation. For starters, 70% were not infections, they were illnesses, which goes beyond just infections. And this 10%, which they called other, was actually degenerative deaths, with a range from 6 to 24% depending on the population and included things like cancer and heart disease. So once again, his own reference debunks his claim that they did not develop chronic diseases like heart disease. So to add some perspective, we could remove those who died in childhood and infancy and only include the hunter-gatherers who were fit and healthy enough to make it into adulthood, and their lifespan still pales in comparison to industrialized countries today.